Hello, everyone. My name is Hector Rodriguez, and this is my disaster science and pop culture. The movie that I chose was The Day After Tomorrow, which stars well-known actors Jake Gyllenhaal and Dennis Quaid. The movie is about a climatologist who must get to his son that's trapped in New York City while tangled in climate changes. I chose this film because it's a movie that I haven't seen in a while, and also I remember that it was very interesting when I last time saw this. The movie depicts mainly on climate change. The scientists in the movies are portrayed as mostly middle aged men with very high skills of intelligence, yet they are taken as a joke. In the movie, Jack has warned the government about climate change, yet they did not listen. This representation applies to other scientists as very common. In most news and documentaries and interviews, it's mostly men who are climatologists and middle aged. A few older, and in rare occasions, some are shown as women, which there was a woman climatologist shown in the film. One scientific concept that happened in the film that I would like to see more about would have to be if ocean currents would actually shed down water around the world and cause the world to go into extreme freezing. I've researched this scientific concept, and found that a climatologist scientist by the name of Nicholas Bohr has stated that it has already slowly taken place, as quote the Atlantic Ocean's Atlantic meridional overturning circulation, which created the Gulf Stream, which moved wake water from the Indian Ocean across the Gulf of Mexico and Europe before cooling down around Greenland and South America, is starting to falter. And of quote, the scientist that stated that even though the movie is dramatic, it could lead to something similar. This is kind of scary, but kind of interesting at the same time, as we need to change this before it's too late. The documentary that I chose was 2020, The Year of Climate Extremes, which is a film by Nightly News Films and NBC News. The film is about the year 2020, which has taken a toll towards global warming, as disaster hazards such as hurricanes and fires have increased rapidly throughout the year alone. The year 2020 would have been the eye opening for climatologists, scientists, and people around the world in climate change. The scientists featured in the documentary are old age men who have experience and knowledge with climate change. They do not seem to have unique stories or backgrounds unusual, but they do inform the audience about the effects of climate change and the rapid increase. The data that was collected in the film was having scientists research the frequency of reports around the world and also gathering our ideas in one room. Data collected in the documentary were gathered by scientists working alone, researching the recent disaster and studying it in order to decrease or prevent the next disaster hazard. These differences have not changed my view on the scientific method, as it is the most understanding and proper way to research the unknown. Two differences in how the facts of climate change in both the film and the documentary was that in the film, climate change is focused on tsunamis, heavy rain, and cold temperatures. In the documentary, climate change is specifically on fires and hurricanes. Another difference that it has in the movie is that scientists are talking directly towards the government and higher classmen. In the documentary, scientists are talking towards the movie, I'm sorry about that, towards the people and the middle classmen, having some hope for them to act now instead of later. After watching the movie and the documentary, my eyes are really opened on what could happen on Earth due to climate change. Climate change has become on my radar now, and things have seemed to have more interest more than before. Scientists portrayed huge in the film because people would rather pay attention to a film that's interesting and over dramatic and fictional when they should be realizing that climate change is real and is happening around us every day, little by little. And soon enough, the film might become reality. So these are my citations, and other than that, this is the end of my presentation. Thank you guys so much for watching, and you guys have a good one.